It was an ordinary Wednesday in gym class, but for 15-year-old Chloe, it quickly became a day that would go down in high school legend. The gym teacher, Mr. Jenkins, had decided to join the students in a friendly game of basketball. He was known for being competitive, but no one expected him to go this hard. Chloe, still new to the game, was on defense. She stepped up to guard Mr. Jenkins as he charged down the court. The entire class watched as the two closed in on the basket. "He's not gonna," someone whispered. But Mr. Jenkins wasn't stopping. Chloe barely had time to react before he leapt into the air with all the force of an NBA pro. The gym echoed with the boom of the ball slamming through the hoop as Mr. Jenkins landed dramatically, right in front of Chloe. The poor girl staggered backward, her jaw dropping in disbelief. The entire class erupted. "No way!" One kid shouted, falling to the ground in laughter. Another started wheezing, pointing at Chloe. Even Mr. Jenkins cracked a sheepish grin as he jogged back to his side of the court. Chloe's face turned red, but she couldn't help laughing too. "Did you see that? He didn't even hesitate," she exclaimed later as the class gathered on the sidelines for a water break. "He looked me in the eye and said, 'You're in my way.' And then he dunked on me. He did it on purpose. That was personal." The recounting sent the class into another fit of laughter. One kid, Timmy, laughed so hard he nearly choked. Between gasps, he managed to wheeze, "You're a legend now, Chloe." "But I'm not even that mad, though," Chloe added, still chuckling. "I just hope he doesn't go that hard next time. Actually, I kinda want to play again." One of the older kids, Jamal, overheard her. And simply stated, "Sure you can play again, you just have to keep off of court 4. "Sure," Chloe said, feeling a little hopeful. "But just tell me one thing. Which court is this one?" Jamal tried to suppress a grin, but it was no use. This is court 4. Before Chloe could respond, someone shouted, "Ball in," signaling the start of the next play. Jamal darted back onto the court, leaving Chloe standing there, realization dawning on her. Monday morning rolled around, and the buzz from the infamous dunk in Mr. Jenkins' gym class was still fresh. This time, Chloe found herself in Mrs. D's poetry class, which, by sheer coincidence, was made up of many of the same students from gym. Chloe walked in with her head held high, her determination radiating as if she had a point to prove. Mrs. D clapped her hands. "All right, class. Poetry presentations today. Who's feeling brave enough to go first?" Before anyone could react, Chloe's hand shot up. "I'll go," she said with a smirk. The class exchanged amused glances. She strode to the front of the room, cleared her throat, and pulled out a piece of notebook paper. With dramatic flair, she began. "The ball went into the net. And then I fell onto the floor. I was defeated. I had been windmilled on. Off too. It wasn't just a dunk. It was a declaration. A message sent loud and clear. You don't belong here." But I rose from the hardwood. Dusted myself off. Still hearing the whispers. Still fighting the scoff. "I am Chloe. And I will rise again." The room was dead silent for a moment. Then, from the back, Jamal burst out laughing, unable to contain himself. "Yo, did you just turn getting dunked on into a poem?" he gasped. The rest of the class erupted, some laughing, others clapping. Timmy fell out of his chair, wheezing. Mrs. D, trying to regain control, said, "Class, let's be respectful." "That was very creative, Chloe." Someone in the back called out, "We gotta hang this in the gym." Chloe returned to her seat, basking in her mix of newfound infamy and creative triumph. For the rest of the day, kids referred to her as Court 4 Chloe. Old folks' home. More like high school with an AARP card. Working in an old folks' home isn't just a job. It's a test of patience, wit, and your ability to navigate a battlefield of passive-aggressive microaggressions. Forget the peaceful stereotype of seniors playing bingo and knitting. This place is more like high school with an AARP card. It's filled with cliques, drama, and the occasional power play that leaves you questioning if you're working with retirees or secret masterminds. Take Mr. Henderson, for example, a spry 75-year-old with a mischievous streak a mile wide. Today, I had to put him in timeout. a phrase I never thought I'd use for a grown man. He was caught in his room with two women, all of them in their underwear, giggling like teenagers. It's against the rules, but Mr. Henderson acted completely unbothered, standing in the corner with the lights off, smiling like he was reliving his glory days. I know you understand me, I said firmly, trying to keep my composure. But he just kept grinning, a twinkle of defiance in his eye. This man is a pro at pretending not to hear while making you feel like a fool. Meanwhile, I had to deal with his partners in crime, Mrs. Gladys and Mrs. Myrtle. Ladies, this behavior is unacceptable, I explained, hoping to appeal to their sense of decency. Do you want me to call your grandchildren and tell them about this? Big mistake. Before I knew it, I was under attack. Mrs. Gladys swung her oversized handbag like a wrecking ball, while Mrs. Myrtle berated me with words I'm pretty sure aren't in any dictionary. By the end of it, they made it abundantly clear who was in charge. Spoiler. It wasn't me. As I nursed my bruised ego and arm, they dropped the bombshell. You do know who Mr. Henderson is, don't you? Mrs. Gladys asked, with a smug smirk. No, I admitted, already regretting the question. This is his building. He owns it. Oh, and he's a retired rear admiral in the U.S. Navy, she said, savoring every word. You might want to rethink your little timeout idea. I froze. A rear admiral. No wonder he's untouchable. Suddenly, everything clicked. The smug smile, the unshakable confidence, the fact that he's been treating this place like his personal fiefdom. Now I'm spooked. Am I even allowed to discipline him? What are the protocols for putting a naval officer in timeout? Do I need to salute him next time? As I pondered my next move, Mr. Henderson walked out of the corner, still grinning. Good chat, he said, patting me on the shoulder. This job, man, it's a blend of babysitting, therapy, and navigating a political minefield. And just like high school, the inmates, residents, are always one step ahead.